I went to the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting this year for the very first time.
Be kind, be courteous, stay travels. Welcome to Omaha.
And being able to see in person what Warren Buffett has built and be able to hear him and Charlie Munger answer questions was really cool. I'd never been to Omaha before, and it was a cool little town. I didn't even have to gas up my rental car when I took it back because everything was so close together. Seriously. But there were 3 important takeaways that I got from the trip that I wanted to be able to share with you guys. Number 1, community matters. I have to say the community around the Berkshire Annual Meeting was amazing, from the staff to Warren's famous friends to the other shareholders that were there. For the most part, everyone was positive, excited to be there, and excited to talk about money and investing. And when I say there was a community, I mean it. There were a lot of people there, and they got in line early.
All right. I saw that on Twitter, people were already lining up at 4 a.m. Since I don't really know what to expect, I'm like, maybe I should go down there a little early.
Here we go. Not even 6 in the morning, and here I go. And one of the really cool things is there were people of all types of backgrounds there. So you had hedge fund managers to business owners to blue collar workers to kids who were still in school. And even though we had to wait in line and it took a while to get in, everybody was friendly and in a pretty good mood. And once inside, there was a mad dash to the auditorium to get a good seat. And it filled up quick. With crowds like that, it can be a little annoying sometimes having to deal with that many people. But even with the crowd, everybody was pretty cool. Nice folks, interested in investing, and genuinely happy to be Berkshire shareholders. I honestly hadn't experienced anything like that before, at least not on that scale. And that's part of the challenge with money investing. We don't always have people around us who we can talk to about it. You know, most families have one person that kind of takes care of it all. And so when you're that one person, it can be tough if you don't have anybody around that you can talk to about it. And this doesn't just apply to money and investing either. If you're trying to lose weight, work out, quit smoking, pretty much anything, it really helps to have people around you who have the same goals, are interested in the same things, and can help support you along the way. And that's why the community around the Berkshire Annual Meeting was definitely one of the highlights for me. Number 2, Berkshire owns a lot of stuff. Being able to walk the exhibit hall was great because you got to see a bunch of companies that Berkshire owns. Companies like Geico, See's Candies, and Dairy Queen I already knew about. But seeing that they own things like Duracell, Justin Boots, and the company that makes Squishmallows, my daughter loves those things, was a surprise to me. Sometimes you see a company like Berkshire and the stock ticker on the market, and you forget that there's actual real businesses behind that being run and products being made that we use every day. It was a great reminder that investing, especially in stocks, is about putting your money into great businesses so that you can share in their success. It's easy to get caught up in the new hot thing or try to catch every trend, but ultimately when you're building a portfolio, it's about finding good businesses to invest in, which in a nutshell is what Warren did to be able to build Berkshire. Now, while we probably can't duplicate it on that scale, we can definitely take that idea and do it on a smaller scale for ourselves. It was really inspiring to see the number of different businesses that make up Berkshire. And when you add that to the public company stock that they own, you get a blueprint of how we can build our own wealth by investing in a similar way. Obviously with stocks of public companies that we like, or even just basic index funds, but also with private businesses, real estate, or even creating our own small business. And being able to see firsthand all the companies that make up Berkshire really hits home how diversified their income streams are across all their businesses. And why that's good is because regardless of what the market's doing, regardless of what the economy's doing, they have businesses that they own that are going to consistently generate cash. And when you can do that, it's always a good thing. Number 3, investing insights rarely change. Now, most of the Berkshire Annual Meeting is about the hours of Q&A that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger do for the shareholders. This takes up most of the day and is definitely one of the highlights and reasons to go. And even though the meeting is live streamed on the internet, you can watch it for free, I really wanted to go in person this year because, Warren and Charlie getting up there in age, and you just never know how many more of these they're going to have. And I wanted to be able to say I at least went to go hear the man speak once, and that alone was worth it for me. And there were some really great questions that came from the audience to get Warren and Charlie's thoughts on current events that are impacting the market and the economy, like this.
As you know, the U.S. national debt is currently at an estimated $31 trillion, making up about 125% of the U.S. GDP. Already, Other major economies in the world, such as China, Saudi Arabia, and Brazil, are moving away from the dollar in anticipation of this. Are we likely to face a time in the future when the U.S. dollar is no longer the global reserve currency?
I should ask you to come up here and answer some questions. I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, we are the reserve currency, and I see no option for any other currency to be the reserve currency. And nobody understands the situation better than Jay Powell. And but he's not in control of fiscal policy.
As well as a bunch of questions to get their thoughts on the current banking crisis.
If Silicon Valley Bank's deposit had not been fully covered, what do you think the economic consequences would have been to the nation?
I would just simply say it would have been catastrophic. And that's why they were covered. And even though the FDIC limit is $250,000, that's the way the statute reads, but that is not the way the U.S. is going to behave any more than they're going to let the debt ceiling cause the world to go into turmoil. And
what I thought was one of the best answers of the whole day was Warren's general advice about how to live your life.
Could you please advise us on what major mistakes we should learn, we should avoid in both investing and in life?
You should write your obituary and then try and figure out how to live up to it. You know, that's something you get wiser on as you go along.
That one was really profound to me. I wrote it down in the moment and something that I'm going to start incorporating into my own life. So it might sound boring, but a lot of the things that he talked about related to investing are things that we've heard before, that we've all read before. The reality is that the investing insights don't really change all that much. The issue we have is within ourselves of always thinking we need to be doing something, when sometimes the best course of action is to do nothing and just stay the course for years. And being that we live in a world where our attention span's more like 10 seconds, that can be tough. But the point is that you probably don't need to go find the new hot investing tip. The best insights about investing don't really change. It's about building the discipline to be able to see them through over a long period of time. And I actually have a bonus takeaway from the annual meeting, and that's just how obvious it is how much Warren really loves what he does every day. You can tell by the way that he carries himself. You can tell by his attitude and his mood.
I would not like the thrill of losing my big pile into a small pile. Take your choice. Okay, Becky. Without looking up or pausing a second, he said, "That's all you know how to do, Warren." Yeah.
Like, he genuinely enjoys what he's doing every day, and it doesn't feel like work. Now, I know that most of us aren't in that position to be able to just do whatever we want, because we got to pay the bills. And at the end of the day, you got to do what you have to do to take care of your family. And that's all right. But I did take that as inspiration in my own life to try to continue building those things and do those things in my life that I truly enjoy, and then see where it takes me. Overall, the trip was great. Definitely recommend it for anyone who likes Warren Buffett and wants to see what a life of investing at the absolute highest levels can build. Truly amazing stuff. Now, if you guys want to learn the biggest insights from Warren Buffett's most recent shareholder letter, click on this video right here. Hope you guys have a great day out there. Financial independence is true freedom, so keep building and stacking those wins, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.